And welcome to a Tuesday Nudelberg Daily Huddle, but it could be the Sherwin Daily Huddle. It could be the Goldstein Daily Huddle, the Bird Daily Huddle, the Stellway, man.
We're going to have a ton of great guests on the show today to continue the conversation from yesterday. So I'm excited about that.
We've got lots of people in the green room. It was fun. Thank you all for stepping up. This is going to be a fun show, so I'm not going to waste any time. Shay, wake us up and let's get right to it.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then I'll listen what you have to say.
Let the fun commence. I want to kick it off. You know, this word exercise is so relevant. I've had conversations with all of the clients and friends, and everybody admires it. Some people do it, some people don't. Some people take it seriously. My friend, Coach Dana Cavalea, for those of you who don't know Dana, I recommend you follow him. He used to be the strength and conditioning coach for the Yankees. So he was responsible for working with A-Rod and, Derek Jeter and those kind of athletes. A sidebar, one of the things he will tell you is the reason why they're great is they practice the basics every day.
Every single day.
Derek Jeter was not a flashy guy, man. He just did the basics every day. But Dana posted his word of the year. So it just shows you success leaves clues. His word was for 2022 was uninfluenced. He says, in a time where influencers rule the world and media does its best to paralyze us, right? He chose to go the other way. He challenged it and won. He doesn't watch what others do. He doesn't care what others do. He cares about his game, cares about winning and helping those. And I'm not trying to be cute or whatever. So he believes in doubling down on the following. Strong offense. Mark, sound familiar?
Yep.
Vigilant, focused daily work. Always defaulting to action. Running my face towards the goals and milestones. Working at a pace that works for him. This is not for everybody. Coaching others to find their way. So thank you. I mean, he goes on. There's 10 or 12 of them. Great, great post. But he chose he went the other way and said, I don't want to be influenced by everybody else. I want to run my own race.
Yeah, I thought it was a great take on being focused, essentially, right? Like what he talked about was understanding what his pace was, understanding his goals, not the goals that somebody else set or not goals based on what somebody else was doing, but all 10 points that he made about how he operates were focused on him and not on the influence of other people or of the surroundings or of the environment, which I think, is ultimately the key to success. And, that to me is how you handle environments, how you operate your system and your game, regardless of what the weather is or how many people are watching or what time it is. That creates the consistency and the discipline to the success. So it was a beautiful post by Coach Dana, and it was awesome. Beautiful. Great way to start.
And it points us back to something you and I talk about. Can I control it? Control the controllables. Am I in control of what the rest of the world is doing? No, that's stress.
You can't make this up, right? So I posted about the chomps things yesterday, right?
Right.
And so I open up one of them to have my snack because I'm disciplined to my routine right now. And I'm eating it and I look and there's some writing inside of the packaging, right? So as I'm eating the stick, it's going away and I'm reading more of it. And what does it say inside the fucking package? Control the controllables.
Oh my God.
I was like,
Oh my
I was like, they know their audience.
So
They
let me tell you
1000%
something,
know
though.
their audience.
If you don't believe the universe is sending you messages from everywhere,
Right.
just keep your eyes open, man. So
Yeah, it was
we
awesome.
decided today, I called it yesterday. It was an audible. I said, let's do open mic. Let's see who wants to come to the party. We have 5 contestants today who are going to share their word and their why. We're going to start with a huddler from way back, Laura Sherwin. You take the stage and run with it.
Welcome,
Hi.
Laura.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
So, you bringing up the universe is so, I think, on topic for my word of the year, because obviously during our coaching calls, we would always talk about, a mix between religion and spiritual and the universe sending you messages. And so when you guys were talking about the puzzle yesterday that you put on that from social media, I had done that like I think this past weekend or something, and I have notes from like the last couple of years of all the different puzzles that I've seen for like 2021, 2022, 2023. And for 2022, my word of the year was connection. But the 4 words that I got out of the puzzle last year were money, connection, change, and strength. And then this year, I had already been kind of like feeling into what I wanted 2023 to be. And I kept coming up with purpose. And so I saw the puzzle this weekend, and I went through and I saw the first 4 words. And the first one was connection, which was 2022. The second one was purpose. The third one was miracles. And the fourth one was love. So I was like blown away. But so I've, already been like pretty set on the word purpose. And for me, I know I'm very good at what I do career-wise, and I love it. And it's something that brings me so much joy. But for me, it's a deepening of whatever my life purpose is, whatever my soul purpose is. And that could not be necessarily related to work, but maybe a mixture of work, personal, family, motherhood. I don't know what it looks like, but I know that it is something that I need to deepen over the next 12 months, basically. And so I came up with like how do I stay, when we talked yesterday
that
about
was
like,
going to be my question to you, Laura, was how okay.
How do we control that? And how do I stay, like, how do I keep my guardrails up so that purpose is like number one? Because like, how do you stay aligned with your purpose? Mm-hmm. So for me, it was clarity, defining like clarity of desire, clarity of what do I want? What do I want the rest of my life to look like? Or what do I just want the next 5 years to look like? Listening. So listening to myself and no one else, kind of the uninfluenced thing, like listening to my own voice and my own intuition. Intuition has certainly been a big lesson for me over the last couple of years, and that certainly falls into purpose. The fourth one was seeking out experts and professionals. And so that's both career-wise as well as maybe spiritual related or religiously related. And the last 2 were saying no, learning when to say no, saying no regularly to things that are not in alignment with my purpose, and then taking risks with whatever my purpose is. So, if I just being open to the fact that it may take me in a different direction than I thought I was going to go.
So those are absolutely fantastic.
Good luck to everybody else following you, Laura.
Those are absolutely fantastic. But I will challenge you. The purpose of the exercise is one word. So the
word is purpose? I got it.
What's the one word?
It's purpose, and
everything that so your system for how you want to hold purpose at the focus of what you're going to do for 2023 is phenomenal. to me, that is the key. Is anybody can come up with a fucking word for the year. It's not that hard. Sit around, think about it for a while, and you have your word. It means nothing if you don't know how to implement it into your life throughout the year. So fantastic job. Yeah, Chris White, Mike.
Okay,
right.
so
Like, this is really well done, Laura.
who gets to follow her husband?
Yeah, that's what I said. Good luck to everybody else.
Take it away, baby.
Well done, Laura.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, I was thinking as she was talking, my first words were going to say, how do you follow that? But you guys have already stolen it out of my mouth.
At least she's your wife. So
Yep. I'd be trying to figure out who she was if she wasn't.
Right, yeah, there you go. Oh, how sweet is that? Oh, my God.
Bang. Give me a bang. Shay,
Yeah.
give me a bang.
Pulls up three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good.
Awesome.
Well done, Casey.
So I will say that I fought with this. I'll be completely honest. I was dropping the boys off yesterday. I thought the assignment was to discuss last year's word as kind of a recap. And Laura was like, no, dude, it's to talk about next year's word. So I did some crunching last night, and it wasn't a difficult decision. But honestly, after hearing Laura talk, I was almost set on the word being no for me, meaning how to say no, when to say no, why to say no. It kind of is being incorporated into a bigger theme for me, but I'm going with
word, by the way. That's an awesome word to embrace. Like, if you just say no first, God, it worked for Warren Buffett. He said it's the number one skill set you can learn. So, if you learn all the power of no, there's a book, The Power of No, gets you closer to yeses, man. So it's beautiful. I love it.
Well, and I'm not using that word. I am using the word grit, or rather an acronym using GRIT, and that is guts, resiliency, intensity, and tenacity for me.
Wow.
I think that no will kind of fall into the guts category.
Yep.
I absolutely agree with you, Steve. I think that's a huge part of what we all do, is being able to learn how to say no. I think more comes from being able to learn how to say no than just agreeing and saying yes every single time. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So actually, I think you and your wife need your own oxygen system, because your house is combustible. I mean, the energy and intensity that comes from you guys is to be applauded. So congratulations. Great.
Well, we feed off of each other very well. I mean, I can tell you, in all honesty, I don't think I would be able to tick or combust without her, and I hope she feels the same way. So
the greatest relationships, 1-on-1 turns out to be 11, man. Nice job. So next up,
Special Humans. Thank you, Casey, for
Double
sharing.
G. Let's go. Double G on the clock.
Oh, you're muted. Can't hear you.
You're right. You're right.
There we go.
Your word for the year is audible.
But why do I have to follow the Shermans? Very nice job, Laura and Casey. So my word, so this is the third year coming up in a couple of weeks of my business, my marketing business. And so the last couple of years, I've kind of sat back, watched, and my DMOs haven't been as good as they should be. So this year, my 2023 word is tenacity. And the reason why I love that word is because, again, I've been sitting in the background. I've been letting the business come to me. And I know that if I really, really go hard after it, it will start coming. I'll start feeding it, and hopefully it will start coming back to me. So I really just want to be aggressive out there. I want to do things differently. Obviously, the community side is doing just fine, but on the business side, I really want to be aggressive and really get out there and just give myself the confidence that I can do whatever is needed to get the job done.
So what's interesting is you can turn all of these words into verbs. So it's an action, being tenacious, right? When you say, if somebody described me as tenacious, that'd be a real positive for me. I'd like that. Wow, they're really at it. They're consistent. They're not going to give up. So, these these words, these phrases get you through the lows. That's why it's so important to have, and like, Laura mentioned it, guardrails. These are guardrails. These guide your year after year when I come up with the word. And it's fascinating because when you talk about the universe, the word shows up all over the place. Like you will see out of nowhere, someone will use the word tenacious and you'll go, or tenacity, and you'll go, that's my word, man. That's,
exactly. I've already put it on my board and everything, so ready to go.
I highly recommend physicalizing it. Get it made, laminate it, boom, put it in your wallet, carry it with you because it connects with you physically. And I don't think that's hokey. I think that's really the power that these kind of, thoughts become things. So,
and I think it's also about then defining what that actually looks like for you, right? Like a tenacious athlete is different than a tenacious marketer. So defining what tenacity inside of your profession or inside of your focus, a tenacious father, a tenacious husband, a tenacious marketer, a tenacious entrepreneur, all of those things look very different. So I think it's important that as we go through this word exercise and people start to lock on to a word, the next step of that exercise is say, okay, if it's going to be an adjective, if it's going to be something that describes how I do it, then I really got to define what that behavior looks like so I can hold myself accountable to that word and to what that word actually looks like for me, as Coach Dana would say.
Yeah, that's great feedback. Yeah.
Any other closing comments, Double G?
No, it's going to be a new year. It's going to be a tenacious year, and looking forward to it.
Let's go, Double G. Great job.
Awesome. Paula Bird, let's fly away.
I think Paul is having some technical difficulties, so let's go Nancy.
Nancy, you ready?
I'm ready. Good morning.
Welcome back to the Huddle, Nancy.
Thank you. So my word last year was win, and I can honestly say that I had a win every single day. So this year I really wanted to expand on that. And I came up with the word radiate because I really want to just expand out in all these different directions. I want people to feel my positive energy, enthusiasm, and be an inspiration to others, but also in radiating, you've been really helping me develop that toolbox of when I'm in that funk, how to get back. And so with Radiate, I know that I can focus on the center, get back to where I need to be, and then go back out and do it again. And so I really feel that will help strengthen my networking, my relationships, if I can just focus on radiating out. And then when things go haywire, come back in, regroup, and go back out.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
What do you want to radiate?
All kinds of things. Really, I would say my passion. My passion is to help other people. And it's been a life mission of mine to help other people in different capacities. And so I really just want to radiate out different ways to be positive, health, fitness. As you know, I help low-income kids. So in all different aspects of life, but also in my personal life, I need to do a better job sometimes of radiating out. So that's where I'm struggling a little bit, and that's where I'm going to focus this year.
I love that.
What's interesting is that you're always radiating. That's part of human nature. We get in the way. This gets in the way and shades our ability to radiate. And that's where the toolbox comes in. So now you can focus on, in any given setting, am I radiating or am I blocking the sun? Clearly when people see this, when they get that aha moment where the stories all happen up here. I'm in a funk because that's the story you chose to tell yourself, versus, the other way. So I love Radiate. It's actually one that I have not heard anybody use. That one's a new one for me, all of the coaching and all the people I work with. So congratulations. That's a great one, but no surprise because you do radiate. You do offer this. And if you think about it, the people you wind up connecting with, it's energy meeting energy. You will meet other people that are radiating.
Right.
Boom, that's how it happens. That awe of attraction brings it together. So amazing, amazing job. And I think we have Paula back or no?
Great job, Nancy. Thank you.
She was back, but now she is gone.
So we have a couple minutes left. How do you want to fill the rest of the show? This is the problem. We had no
I
fill.
think we just go everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I love it. We get a whole group huddle right here to close it out. So I'm going to ask this question to the group. Having done the exercise
Casey, pay attention to
and
the road.
found your word, do you feel a different sense of purpose in closing out the year and moving into 2023 than had you not done that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that I feel that my word of the year connection has certainly blossomed in areas where I didn't have a connection, especially in my personal relationships and in this LinkedIn community, in our Huddle and Judo TV community. Like, it's been a big factor for me where I used to not be a very good networker, but through connection, I have definitely improved upon that. I feel like I have had a lot of success this year in all areas, but it allows me, now that I'm set up for 2023, it's going to allow me and hopefully Casey and our family to be able to honestly enjoy the holidays, relax a little bit, reflect. We have a Sherwin family household planning meeting on Monday, as we would, because we're very OCD in our household. But I think that we've had a stellar year, and we're super excited for what the next year brings.
congratulations. Congratulations. When you understand, and I use this reference all the time from The Wizard of Oz, you had the power all along. It's when you realize that you control all this stuff, which you do a great job. I remember meeting you. You were in the back of the room at Brown and Brown, and you were a heckler. You were like, I don't believe that bullshit, man.
I can tell you, she came back and said when she introduced me to you, and then we discussed how she met you and how that whole process evolved. She even said from the beginning, she was like, I thought he was full of shit. So
We've come so far in our relationship.
But you also told me, Steve, you said I looked in the room and I saw maybe 3 or 4 people that I thought had the fire that, I wanted to see, and I assume Laura was in that group. So very cool to see how this is all progressed.
What's really interesting about it is she had the fire to fight back at me. That Shay and I got in the car, and I was like, I'm not sure if she got it or not, but that's the winner in the room. It was very obvious to me. You talk about radiating. You were peppering it, not from I don't want to know it. You just said, this can't be true. This can't be true. I don't want anybody to accept anything I say at just face value. I want you to poke holes in it. I want you to know it. I want you to really own it, which you guys do now, not just say, oh, if that's what he says. That's the problem with coaching and training, especially in biz dev and in personal development. Don't do what I tell you to do. I'm just giving you best practices. You take it, digest it, spit it out on your own, and you did that. So it's so great to see you guys here. Everybody, Greg's an original Huddler from back in the Facebook days.
2017.
Wow.
Way to be on the ball, guys. Fantastic stuff.
Really fun. So unfortunately, we couldn't get Paula to work, but if anybody's struggling with their word of the year, reach out to me or Mark or any one of these.
Or anybody in this group, because they've all done it and are willing to help.
It was a great exercise. Definitely recommend it.
Let's go. Awesome stuff, guys. Let's get down to business. We'll see you tomorrow.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's Let's get down to business.